Hey everybody, this is Tammy. It's been a while since I've made a video. So today is July 14th, 2026, of course. Um, as some of you know, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in February of this year. I had 6 rounds of chemo, and I finished my chemo in June. June 17th was my last chemo session. I'm scheduled to have a double mastectomy on July 20th. Um, my cancer was in one breast, but in two spots. So I was not a candidate for a lumpectomy. And I decided to go with a double mastectomy. Personal choice. My doctor did tell me that I necessarily didn't have to do anything, but she understood if I wanted to, and for symmetry and down the line, I was concerned about if it reoccurred in my other breast, so I decided to go with a double mastectomy. The reason I wanted to make this video is because I've seen a lot of women posting about their journey through breast cancer, and there's a lot of talk about survivorship and things like that. I wanted to talk about the mental aspect. I have had a really hard time with my breast cancer diagnosis. I ended up having insomnia, depression, and my anxiety was through the roof. So I was put on medications for those things. And I'm not afraid to share that or talk about that. I feel better than I did maybe like a month ago. But I still have days that are really hard where my mind is consistent on my life. I wanted to talk about how it has been a journey. I have questioned my faith. I have questioned myself. I have a friend of mine gave me a prayer book. My friend Teresa gave me a prayer book, 1 minute prayer for women with cancer. And I've been really in that book and really trying to focus on, gratitude. And I just wanted to talk about how I've seen a lot of the women talk about their strength and their faith and how they've trusted in God. And I have felt so bad and disconnected because I know God is real, but I have had such a hard time being grateful to be healed, because I do feel like the cancer with the chemo is, gone, and once I have the surgery, but I still have the anxiety and the nervousness about just the future. Not so much as reoccurrence, but just tomorrow. I wake up some mornings and my anxiety, as soon as I open my eyes, there's anxiety because I'm thinking, what is today going to be like? Am I going to be depressed today? Am I going to be sad today? Am I going to be able to make it through the day without crying or having a semi anxiety attack? So I wanted to talk to the ladies that are really going through it, Um, not saying that nobody, not saying that somebody is not going through it, but if you're having a hard time, like some of the things that I'm explaining, I've had time, I've been on Facebook and some of the social medias, and it seems like my algorithm now, it's cancer, breast cancer, 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 breast cancer, that I've had to click on some of those and say I'm not interested. So much won't pop up, and then I start feeling bad about that because people are on there just like me, just trying to tell their story, just trying to connect, be heard, be helpful. And but I've become overwhelmed, and if I feel like I'm taking on some of their pain and their energy and their sadness, and it makes me sadder. So but know, ladies, that we are survivors. We went through the chemo, we went through the radiation, we went through the surgery. We've gone through all of those things because we want to survive. I've had people tell me, oh, I should be happy that it was caught early. I should be happy that I'm alive. I've been given a second chance. That it wasn't a death sentence, things like that. And I understand, I really do. But I want you guys to think about people that are going through things like this, and some of them are feeling like they don't want to be alive. They don't feel lucky to be alive because they may be suffering physically, mentally, emotionally. So we understand your empathy, but we also want you to understand that beyond your words, we are still dealing with a lot. My prayer book that I was talking about, I read a prayer today, and it was talking about being lonely in this. And it said, no matter how many friends you have, family members that are here for you, giving you words of encouragement and love, they can't sit in the chemo chair for you, the radiation chair for you. They can't get the surgery for you. They can't feel what you're feeling. So it's still lonely for us. And we want you guys to understand that as well. Again, I am better than I was, but I'm a long way from where I want to be. This is something that I'm trying to wrap my mind around, that I am alive and that I am a survivor. I have a cousin who's a 10-year survivor, and I looked at her. We just celebrated her 60th birthday. Hey, baby. And I look at her with so much love, and I'm in awe of where she came from, because her breast cancer journey was way more than mine. I mean, I think she said she did 20 rounds of chemo, she had 11 surgeries, she did radiation, she did reconstructive. So my cousin has been on this journey, and she knows when I call her that she knows exactly what to say to me. And I love her for that. But I look at the survivors and how they smile and laugh, and I am in a place where I feel as if I'm disappointing. I can't say disappointing God, because I'm just not living up to what God has in store for me. Um, my mind thinks about the what ifs a lot. That's me. That's always been me. I'm a person that I've been in survival mode all my life, from a child to now. I've had a lot of different things, traumas that have happened in my life that made me be, I play it safe. Um, I had a lot of distractions in my life where I didn't have to deal with myself. So this diagnosis has made me have to focus on me. I focused on my children. I was a mother at 16, then a mother again at 25, and a mother again at 29, 30. So I've always had someone to take care of. I helped my sister and her children. My sister had 6 children, and then my parents. I was like a parent to my parents. So now both of my parents are gone, deceased. My children are all grown. My sister and her family, they're adults. And with me dealing with this cancer diagnosis, I've had to focus on myself, and it really took me down a rabbit hole. So I want you ladies to understand that get help if you need it. Don't try to deal with it on your own. I am seeing a psychologist and a psychiatrist because when you get inside your head, your mind is very, very powerful. And there's nothing wrong with understanding that there's something that may be a little different and you need help with that inside. Focus on yourself. Take it, people say take it day by day. I say take it minute by minute. That's what I'm trying to do, is take it when I start feeling myself go into a panic, or my mind goes into, it's like almost spiral. I'll think of something different. My therapist told me don't think about it's like telling yourself, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. Because if you're telling yourself you're okay, you're okay, you're okay, then your mind is going to think, well, hey, there's something wrong. Just think about, picture yourself, I don't know, whatever makes you feel comfortable, walking on the beach, listening to your favorite song, painting. Think of yourself doing something that will break that pattern, that thought pattern, and train your brain, retrain your brain. And that's something that I'm working on. It's not going to change overnight, but it'll change. Get a good support group, but also find someone or people that can relate to everything you're saying when it comes to your diagnosis. Someone that's been through it. They can understand what you felt when you were going through your chemo and your radiation, your surgery, your healing. Because that's what helps me, talking to people that have been through it. And even though I'm still afraid and I'm still nervous, they do give me some guidance and peace to understanding what I'm going to face. I just say reach out. Even if you reach out to me, because I've seen people that are like really positive, and I'm like, how are they doing it? And sometimes I shy away from them because I feel like I'm so down at that moment, or trying to get away from this, that I shy away from them. So if you want to reach out to me, reach out to me. We can cry together. We can talk about your fears and hopefully find ways that we all can work on not being so afraid all the time. The anxiety will be there, fear will be there, because we're going through a life-changing thing where there's no going back. The day we heard you have I have invasive ductal carcinoma. It changed me. That from that second, I cried. I called a few people. I was at work, so my co-workers knew before my family did. So from that moment, I've been a different person. My hair, I had hair literally down to my butt, my locks. I cut it. When I first was diagnosed, I did all the things that I'm pretty sure a lot of us do when we find out we have cancer. We cried, and then we got, okay, this is not going to beat me. I said the same thing. They caught it early, so it's great, which it is. It is. I didn't wait. Some people don't find out they have certain cancers or cancer until stage 4. They waited. They never got mammograms, and then they found out, from a lump. I found out from my mammograms. I got them every year. So you just have people that find out sooner than others. But I did find out soon, and I just told myself, oh yeah, it's early, and this is not a death sentence, and I'm going to be okay. And I started really, really strong. Once I started doing my chemo, my first, I think, 2 sessions were really okay. When I started getting into like the second and third, the diarrhea was horrible. The not eating, I started just having panic about my next sessions. I didn't want to finish. I did not want to finish, and I got into a depression right then because I felt like if I don't finish my chemo, what'll happen? But I was so in the dumps with it all, and just my body was going through so much that I felt like I didn't care. I did not want to do. I got to 3, and then I was like, okay, I'll do 4. When I got to 4, I told my doctor, I was like, I don't want to do the last 2. And my support system, some of them were telling me like, hey, come on, let's go ahead and do this. So I was like, okay, I'll do number 5. And I got to 5, but by then I was so depressed and my anxiety was so high that when I got there and I told my doctor, I was like, I don't want to do my last one. I just don't. And he was like, well, you're at 5 right now, my oncologist. And I was like, yeah, but no, I don't want to do it. I can't do it mentally, physically. I do not want to do this. I'm tired. And my anxiety again got the best of me with that. But then I just said, okay, I'll do it. When I rang the bell for finishing my chemo, I've seen people ring the bell and they're excited. They were so happy and smiling. And me, it was just another day. I rang the bell. I went out to eat. But I didn't feel any different. And that's okay. And that's something, again, that I want to talk about is we see people that are survivors and they're saying how they made it and they're happy and they're living their best lives now. Better lives. No, let's say best. Some people are. And they made it through the journey. And But it's okay for some of us who are struggling through it right now, but make sure you're still working to get out of it. This um, darkness of it, or sadness, or whatever you want to label it as. I hope that this video finds somebody and helps somebody. I'm new to this, so I don't have all the backdrops and the fanciness or even the words. Sorry, you all, I'm in my car. One of my coworkers saying goodbye. But I will make other videos, because I do think that we need to understand that it's not easy for everybody. And it's not easy. I'm not saying that it's easy for the ones who've made it through. I'm just saying it may take some a bit longer to get through it all. Especially for me, when there were already other things that I had on my plate that I was dealing with in counseling and things like that, and then to pile this on top of that, that made it, a lot worse than I anticipated. So with that being said, again, if you're dealing with cancer, breast cancer, or any type of illness, get help if you need it. I say get help if you don't. I think everybody that has a diagnosis, counseling should be a part of your treatment. I think it should be. I think every time you see your oncologist, your doctors, you should be filling out a questionnaire with every appointment. They ask you how you're doing, and you'll say, oh, I'm doing. Some people will be honest and say, I'm not doing well. And then you have some people that don't share. But I think there should be, therapy should be a part of your treatment. It just like the chemo is, or the radiation and the infusions and all of the things that we go through, that should be right there. That you see a psychologist or a psychiatrist, or a counselor. That should be a part of the treatment, mandatory. So work on yourself. And love on yourself. Give yourself grace. I had a hard time figuring out what grace was, and I'm still trying to. But I kind of know, like, just, I can give advice to people all day. Oh, you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. It's going to be okay. All of those things. But when it comes to myself, inside, it was so hard. I have a granddaughter, very first grandchild. And when she was born, I would spend the night with her and my son, because his wife worked overnight. So I would stay on Sundays until she got home on Monday. And that was the best feeling ever. When I got sick, and even right now thinking about it, my anxiety of staying with her is a little scary for me, and I don't know why. And that's something that I'm going to talk to my therapist about. But I miss her. I miss when I'm with her, she brings me so much joy. And when I think about her, you see I'm smiling. But the depression and the anxiety that I've been going through has taken so much joy out of my life that some things just don't feel the same. And again, that's okay. And I read something today from another breast cancer person, survivor. She said, don't try to fit back into your old life, because it's not going to be the same. You're a different person. Just try to find the newness of this life and figure out how to navigate through it. So again, I did say that I hope that this video finds somebody and helps somebody, and I need to do a few little edits and things like that. But thank you all, love you all, and I pray for strength. I pray for strength and peace for everyone.